dams in Nubia.
Stop funding 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 dams in Nubia. Stop funding dams in Nubia.
Stop funding dams in Nubia.
No dams in Nubia.
No dams in Nubia.
No dams in Nubia.
No dams in Nubia.
لا للسدود في النوبة.
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 لا سدود في النوبة.
لا لتدمير النوبة.
لا تدمير النوبة.
لا للسدود في النوبة.
لا للسدود في النوبة.
لا لتدمير النوبة.
لا لتدمير النوبة.
Stop funding dams in Nubia.
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 لا للسدود في النوبة.
لا للسدود في النوبة.
لا للسدود في النوبة.
لا للسدود في النوبة.
Stop funding dams in Nubia.
Stop funding dams in Nubia.
No to 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 dams in Nubia.
Stop destroying 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 Nubia.
Nubia is a sacred land.
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 Nubia is not for sale.
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 Stop destroying Nubia.
Stop destroying Nubia.
Stop destroying Nubia.
Stop destroying Nubia.
Okay, now I will give the microphone to one of the Nubian Kandakas, Kandaka Mayada Manan, to say a few words. And here, the mic is yours.
Okay.
That's yours.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, so, people are probably wondering why we're here, why there are signs. The king of Saudi Arabia decided to write a nice $1.7 billion check to build dams along the Nile that will flood out most of the land, the Nubian land, most of the monuments and pyramids that are in Sudan. And no one is paying attention to this because this is not Egypt. So even though we have over 223 pyramids and monuments, more so than Egypt, Sudan has an anti-African policy. So it is pro-Arabist. So it is against any indigenous groups that are Sudanese, that are of African roots, any groups that do not subscribe to an Arab identity. But also we have to take accountability for ourselves, because we have to understand, what are we teaching our children? In Sudan, they don't teach people about the Arab slave trade, the history of that, or the Baquet Treaty. They don't teach us our own language. The language is banned in the schools. It is banned also in Egypt, the Nubian language, because of these pro-Arabist policies. So because of this, Sudan will do deals with governments like China and governments like Saudi Arabia and so on to flood out land and say that it is for electricity. Well, if it's for electricity, then what we say is, if it's for electricity, the Sahara Desert has the ability to power the entire continent of Africa and the world. If they're really interested in electricity, but we know that they're not. They're more so interested in making Sudan an Arab country. If they can carve out Sudan out of Africa, they would put it in the Arabian Peninsula if they could, but they cannot. So now we are dealing with a cultural cleansing that continues to go even further, and it will continue to happen if we don't pressure other governments in Africa also to join us in stopping these dams from being built and from flooding out our land and from murdering more Sudanese, more Nubians, and so on. So if you are really serious about this, then this is what we have to do. Because of course there's an electricity problem, but there's also a cultural cleansing problem. And we are proud to be African. We don't subscribe to Arabizing ourselves. I, as you can see, will not wear my hair straight. Okay? We have a problem with Arabs coming to Sudan, and they're taking the jobs of the women that serve tea outside, the African women that serve tea, and now you have Arab women that serve tea. Right now Sudan is the #2 country in Africa where land is owned by foreigners, and those foreigners are the Saudis. The #1 country in Africa where land is owned by foreigners is the Congo. So that's really bad. That's a terrible thing to be #2 right after the Congo. So what we need to do here is we need to continue not just to demonstrate in front of the Saudi embassy, but we need to go and get all the countries that are in the Sahara Desert to adopt a new policy of establishing solar energy that will power the entire continent, not just our area. And we need to get them to stop building these dams. And we need to get everybody in here that's attending to get their friends and get on board and start pulling our money together and support projects that will end the damming of Nubia. We will always fight for Nubia. It is the mother of civilization. It is the mother of ancient Egypt. It is the mother of the entire world. So the Saudis can take their so-called royal kingdom and go back to their country, since they're going to be broke in a couple of years. This is why they're in Sudan, because they're running out of oil. And their oil right now will not make any profits unless they sell it over $100 a barrel. Why do you think they're in Sudan? It's not because they love us, obviously. They still look at us as lower than them. So, so it's time for us to stand up and stand for our people and claim our African roots, our Nubian roots, and stop dividing ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you.
يلا يا شباب نحيي الحضور الكريم.
حي شعبان شريف. محمد وين الميكروفون؟
جينا هنا.
الميكروفون
ايوه.
اوكي كم هي؟
اجتمعنا من اجل التظاهر في هذا المكان تمديدا للتمويل السعودي لبناء السدود في المنطقه النوبيه. والشعب النوبي عن فكره هذه تقاطع هذا التمويل الذي سوف يذهب لايدي حكومه الفسده.
خلاص قرب خلاص.
هذا التمويل هو تعاون مع حكومة الفسدة في الخرطوم. الشعب النوبي عم نتكلم فيه كما حدث في العام 2007 وقدمنا شهداء 4 شهداء من أجل الأرض النوبية وإيقاف السدود. الشعب النوبي على استعداد تام على أن يستشهدوا جميعا من أجل بقاء الأرض النوبية.
لا دار ولا كجبار،
لا دار ولا كجبار،
أرض النوبة نحن أحرار،
أرض النوبة نحن أحرار،
لا دار ولا كجبار،
لا دار ولا كجبار،
أرض النوبة نحن أحرار،
أرض النوبة نحن أحرار.
مأساة عبود لم تعود،
مأساة عبود لم تعود،
مأساة عبود لن تعود،
مأساة عبود لم تعود.
تعال يا سيدي. Stop destroying Nubia!
Stop destroying Nubia!
Stop destroying Nubia!
Stop destroying Nubia!
Nubia is not for sale!
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 Stop destroying Nubia!
Stop destroying Nubia!
Nubia is not for sale!
Nubia is not for sale!
Stop destroying Nubia!
Stop destroying Nubia!
Nubia is not for sale!
Nubia is not for sale!
Stop destroying Nubia!
Stop destroying Nubia!
Nubia is not for sale!
Nubia is not for sale!
Stop destroying Nubia!
Nubia is not for sale!
Stop destroying Nubia!
Nubia is not for sale!
Nubia is not for sale!
No dams in Nubia!
No dams in Nubia!
No dams in Nubia!
No dams in Nubia! Stop destroying Nubia! Stop destroying Nubia! لا دار ولا كبار، لا دار ولا كبار، في أرض النوبة نحن أحرار، في أرض النوبة نحن أحرار، لا دار ولا كبار، لا دار ولا كبار، في أرض النوبة نحن أحرار، في أرض النوبة نحن أحرار، لا دار ولا كبار،
لا دار ولا كجبار.
في أرض النوبة نحن أحرار.
في أرض النوبة نحن أحرار.
Stop destroying Nubia!
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 Nubia is not for sale!
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 Stop destroying Nubia!
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 Urkunga fajamu! Urkunga fajamu!
لا 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 أركونغا فجامو لا لا كجبار كفبوكو
Badinga fajamu!
لا لا
Kajbar ka fajamu!
لا لا
Lipboy ka fajamu!
لا لا
Tauri fajamu!
لا لا
Tuanga fajamu!
لا 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 لا
Kermap fajamu!
لا لا
Artimri fajamu!
لا 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 ايوه 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 لا لا ايوه لا لا ايوه لا لا ايوه لا لا ايوه لا ايوه ايوه لا 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 ايوه ايوه لا 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 ايوه ايوه لا لا
لا دال ولا كجبار
لا دار ولا كجبار
في أرض النوبة نحن أحرار